Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Raggedy Pack. Another week of The Last of Us. We've lost one Infinity Stone, but gained another. We have Igly here. He's one of these directions, not sure which just yet. And we're missing Kojo. No idea why, but that's that. Episode 2. Well, I guess let's recap episode 1 first. Yeah. Igly, you watched it during the week. For those watching at home, Igly has never seen or played The Last of Us, which is why we got into a raging fight last week, kind of blowing that out of proportion, but over him being on this reaction. And so I'm excited to hear from you what you thought of episode 1, having not played the game, having no idea what goes on. What'd you think?
It was aight.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but to give my thoughts a bit more, I actually thought I was vibing with it. I thought it was actually pretty good. And like Blake said, I actually have never seen or played The Last of Us. That's a little bit of a lie. Back when it first came out, I watched like some of my favorite YouTubers at the time play a little bit of it, but that was years ago, and I really don't remember much besides some elements from the beginning. But I really liked the first episode. From what I remember of the game's opening, it kind of did that perfectly. But like the game's opening was not as long as the show, like the whole stuff pre-pandemic, let's call it the pre-outbreak. So like I think we saw comparatively that we saw more of Joel's life with his daughter at the beginning, which I think was pretty cool. But to talk about some other parts, some stuff that stood out and I really liked from the first episode, I really liked the scene from when like the outbreak was happening, when everyone was panicking, and like that was like that long scene where like they were just driving in the pickup truck, and it was just the camera view was just like from the back seat. I thought that was
so unique.
Yeah, that was I thought that was really cool. Like I don't know if like the intention of that is like to kind of make you feel like claustrophobic or closed in, because you're like in this car and like you just see hordes of people around you. You're struggling to get through the seats, like through the streets, because everyone. But that it was a pretty long segment, and I just think it was really interesting and cool because I've never seen it before.
I agree.
Something I don't remember. I don't like from what little I've seen from the beginning of the game. Tommy. Was Tommy in the game?
Oh, yeah.
I don't fully remember. Tommy was in the game? Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I never remember Tommy. I just remember Joel, his daughter, and that was pretty much it from the beginning. So besides that, like after like the time skip, I really liked the setup they had in the walled off zone, where they basically you had like was there a name for like the group, like the militaristic group, like just running the zones? Fedra? Okay, Fedra.
It's either Fedra or Fedra. I don't know which is the right way to pronounce it.
I'll say Fedra, and
I think
people
Fedra
can get mad at me.
More correct because of federal.
Yeah. So I like the setup they had with Fedra, and then you have the rebel faction with the Fireflies. Like I guess they're just trying to get out of the city, or they don't like how Fedra's controlling everybody. At least that's from what I gathered. And I also like that scene where Joel is just kind of chilling, and like someone comes up like to kind of preach to him. I guess he was from the Fireflies. He says, I'm not buying this shit. But that was fun. And then we had the setup with Ellie. Is that her name?
Yep.
Ellie, who from what I can gather, she's infected, but she doesn't turn. And I'm assuming like they're having, the episode ends off with the Firefly leader having Joel and Tess was her name, basically transporting Ellie to another Firefly base because she's someone important. But overall, I liked the first episode. It really drew me in, so I'm really ready to watch some more.
I feel like for a lot of the casual audience, your excitement after the first episode is probably what really drove this to be the second most successful HBO release since what was it, 2010? I think I saw a statistic.
Was that Game of Thrones?
Or House of the Dragon was the most popular one. I don't know what would have been before that. But I just think in general, it couldn't have been a better pilot episode to draw in a new audience combined with keeping all the gamers pleased. The biggest change they made was the spores, which I've come to find out post first episode that they have completely done away with. We had a little bit of a discussion about it in our group chat earlier. The basic version is I don't like it. Everybody else does, because it makes it more realistic. It makes it more... I guess that's really the only way to describe it. More realistic, since if spores were to be all throughout the world, then everybody would get dumped on. But I think it's more of some issue with Hollywood when it comes to having masks on characters. And it's kind of the same thing that Corey, you and I saw with Halo. It's like, for some reason, outside of The Mandalorian, Hollywood cannot just roll with characters having to wear masks during shows, which is really weird. I mean, I get the premise, but we've also seen a lot of shows have success working with that premise. And so if they were to follow the game specifically, they wouldn't have the gas mask on all the time.
Yeah.
Now, I do understand the argument for the realism aspect, but I feel like you could still have the spores in some way, shape, or form.
You're saying in like specific areas underground where it's like highly infested and you can visibly see all the spores that would get you infected. I get what you're saying. But at the same time, me personally, I don't really mind the change because I feel like the characters have been spot on. They've been like faithful to the game in every other aspect. And I can tell like a lot of love went into the production. And I just appreciate all of that.
Yeah. And I'm not going to throw a fit. I'm not going to be like the kind of people that refuse to watch, the Halo show because John takes off his helmet. I'm not going to be that way at all. It's just kind of like, I get the change. I just wish that this premise of you can't have a successful show where characters wear masks in it would go away. And that's really the extent of it. Because, I mean, the change really, at the end of the day, isn't that big of a deal.
And with the change, it's not like they didn't come up with something new. They're not just getting bit by these zombies. They have tendrils coming out of their mouth, which looks disgusting.
Disgusting.
In the first episode, when the grandma had bit, I'm guessing that was her daughter. I thought that was hair, just hair in her mouth, but that's the tendrils like moving around. And that might be worse than the spores. Like maybe not as effective of a method as of
infection.
Yeah, like not as an effective infection method. I know that sentence structure is completely wrong, but it's terrifying.
Oh yeah, and to me that's a win because after doing some research, fungus, the way it's transmitted, a whole 9 yards, like it is an air-to-air transmission. Fungi, I don't know, disease. So having that and taking away the spore aspect, it balances out. It balances out. I just really hated personally reading one of the reasons for it being, we hate having people walking around with masks on. I'm like, dude. But anyway, enough time spent on that.
I actually want to add on something.
Go ahead.
If that's the main argument, I mean, they could tweak the writing to where they're like you're saying it has to be like heavy concentrated areas of spores, like to where they would have masks. They don't want to have everyone. I don't know to what degree people are wearing masks in the game because, like I never played the game.
It is literally probably like 10 to 15% of the game.
That's
maybe a little bit more.
But I liked because I didn't know anything about the spore argument or controversy until like I heard about it. But the idea of spores being an infection method, I think, is unique for like a zombie-esque show. Whereas tendrils, the method of like infection is still kind of, even though they're tendrils, it's still kind of similar to a bite. So it kind of brings it back to stuff we've seen before. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just it's like a nitpick.
And I think you said it right there. It's only going to bother the people that played the game. And believe it or not, that's not going to be the majority of people that watch this show because of the way it's been promoted. It'll still be a significant demographic, but it's not going to take people to completely keep them from watching the show. So at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. I'm not super upset about it. I'm more upset about the whole mask thing. But again, not that big of a deal. Yeah, it's just Hollywood. And I love the show. I don't think that's really going to detract me from enjoying it. It's just like, well, okay. So yeah, that's honestly the biggest change they made so far. I don't feel like any other change has been super drastic from outside of, expanding Sarah's day, which was incredibly well written. Like, awesome. But yeah, as far as changes go, that's the biggest one from game players like me and Corey that we didn't even honestly notice yet. But yeah, was there anything else significant that we wanted to talk about, or is it time to get into episode 2?
I'm good to go into it.
Yeah, phenomenal episode 1. Looking forward to 2. Hoping they keep up the same quality. And yep, that's it.
Bet. All right. Well, before we do, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy this reaction. We have a lot of new of you guys around here, so hit that notification bell if you didn't. Also consider checking out our Patreon, where you can get the full-length reaction to all of our reactions, especially our Last of Us reactions. We have a free Discord that you can join. We got several new of you guys in there. Welcome. But if you have not joined that, be sure to check that out. Both of those links in the description below, as well as links to our social medias where we sometimes tweet. We will be posting TikToks very soon. And yeah, with all that being said, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I love this show. Oh, what?
We got another flashback.
Indonesia.
Okay.
December 24th, 2003. So we're going to get to see the outbreak in another part of the world.
This is definitely new.
So I'm wondering if it's like to set up another character.
Maaf sudah mengganggu makan siangnya.
Thank you for the hard subtitles.
Tidak apa-apa. Apa Bapak tidak salah orang? Andre Bu Ratna, Profesor Mycology.
What is
Fungi
mycology?
specialist?
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Some kind of infectious disease expert. Yep.
I'm assuming. Okay. I was thinking fungus. Okay. That probably makes more sense.
I mean, she might be a fungus expert.
Ibu mungkin pendapat Bu Ratna yang saya butuhkan.
I wonder if this is gonna like set up our like patient 0, like or first victim.
I have that would be an interesting theory, but I have a different theory.
Okay.
That would spoil the ending of the show.
Okay.
Ini opiocordyceps. Tapi kenapa menggunakan klorazol untuk mempersiapkan slide?
Kami gunakan sebagai persiapan pengambilan sampel dari tubuh manusia, Bu Ratna.
Yeah, the hazmat suit on.
Wow. A suit. I'm kidding.
The face isn't covered though.
It's probably too late at that point, but
Okay.
Nudity.
got it. So they should be dead.
A bite mark.
I feel like I'm about to get absolutely jump scared out my ass.
Yeah, I can see it coming.
Something's gonna come out of there. Some tendrils.
Now I'm thinking she's still alive somehow.
Some mushrooms in there?
Apa ini gigitan manusia?
Well, if the bite was from a human, where's the thing that bit her?
That is probably part of the problem.
Oh God.
A little tendril's about to come out.
I hope not.
Oh.
It's
moving. Alive. It's time to leave.
Okay, I will say the
Thank
tendrils are kind of unsettling.
They're extremely disgusting.
So they showed us a little bit in the first episode, like that dead, like fully turned person, or like that was like against the wall. So I'm waiting to see what an actual one still moving looks like.
Flour and grain. So Twitter was right. So Twitter said that they thought the disease was being spread through flour.
Siapa yang menggigit perempuan itu, Pak?
Kami tidak tahu, Ibu.
Lalu pekerja yang lain bagaimana?
14 orang.
So this is not patient zero.
Ibu Ratna, kami membawa Ibu Ratna kemari.
It's too late, dude.
Untuk mencegah penyebaran.
Tidak ada obat. Dan tidak ada vaksin.
Oof.
Jadi apa yang harus kami lakukan?
Run.
Where are you gonna run to?
Antarctica.
I mean, yeah.
Bom.
Oh.
Mulai
Oh.
That's
That's
drastic.
crazy.
Okay.
She knows
bom
what's
seluruh
gonna happen though.
dan seluruh orang yang ada di dalam.
It makes sense. Because it's a heat thing. Mentioned that in the beginning of the first episode.
I mean, that's why they're burning bodies.
My God.
I love how they are fleshing out the backstory of the virus. It's not too much, but it's not nothing like it was in the game. I mean, to each their own. If people preferred the game having like no exposition on what caused the virus and what started it, where it started, all this stuff, like that's fine. But I personally think it helps add credibility to the story and shake it up from the game while also making somebody that's watching it casually be like, oh,
yep,
this is like eye-popping, you know? So 1 to 2 scenes each show explaining that is so cool.
That's definitely interesting. Yeah.
We got this sick fungal opening as well.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool.
What's this? Definitely in that building.
Morning.
Where's this coming from?
Probably the shock that she was bitten.
Hmm.
Do I look like I'm infected?
Show us your arm.
I'm here.
So white?
Tear out a few pages.
That's
Better than
There's
nothing.
not gonna be anything bad in here?
Just
I
you.
guess.
Oh, funny.
Oh, is that some jerky?
Looks like it.
Looks pretty rough on the teeth there, champ.
Is that a PB&J?
Oh yeah.
Is that chicken?
With chicken in it?
Oh what?
Or until they get it from smugglers. Guess not you guys.
Oof.
There's a Firefly base camp somewhere out west. They're working on a cure.
I've heard this before.
And whatever happened to me is
The key to finding the vaccine. That's what this is.
It doesn't matter if she is or she isn't what the Fireflies say. If they believe that she is, then we get what we want.
It is true. At least at this point.
Yeah. I feel like it doesn't matter.
Just twitches.
Oh my god. I feel like it doesn't matter if they believe or not, like could she be cured? They can just do it for their own gain. So I don't get the hesitation by Joel here.
Joel doesn't trust the Fireflies.
Okay.
Can I have a gun?
Oh my god.
Okay, Jesus, fine. I'll have to throw a fucking sandwich at them.
I hate that damn building. The amount of time I
Which one?
spent in there. The one that's toppled over.
Mm.
The amount of time I spent in that damn building, dying over and over and over again.
Spoilers, bro.
It looks so sick though. Like it's defying gravity.
Now I want to see that in real life.
You want to see cordyceps too?
Nah, maybe not them.
Solid choice.
Is this where they bombed?
Yeah. They hit most of the big cities like this. They had to slow the spread
Okay,
somehow.
I was wondering why everything was so messed up, because I feel like even in 20 years, like, there wouldn't be buildings toppled over, but that explains it.
Yep.
Long way or short way?
I mean, it's the long way or the we're fucking dead way.
Well, I vote long way, just based on that limited information.
Yo, that's a giraffe.
True.
So there aren't super infected that explode fungus spores on you?
Shit, I hope not.
Or ones with split open heads that see in the dark
Spores.
like bats?
Yeah, I like how they mentioned spores.
You're just talking about a clicker, right? The second one? Split open heads?
Yeah.
What was that?
It's just the wind.
Keep moving.
I was like, Is that a tank?
Oh my god.
The amount of depth that they went to with these sets is...
It's gorgeous.
I'm really wondering how they made all these. Like, how much of it is like CGR or not.
I don't even know what this is.
Have you heard of books? Well, I don't know how to swim.
Seriously?
Do you think we have pools in the QC?
No, smart ass. I mean,
I don't know how I was supposed to know that. Oh, check it out.
Yeah, don't do that.
I mean, the frog was playing. Oh, I thought she was going for the piano.
Yes, ma'am. Right away, ma'am.
you're a weird kid.
You're a weird kid.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if that's because his hand hurts or what.
I wonder if he's just worried she touched his open wound when she's infected.
Holy shit.
Come on, it wasn't that bad.
You try climbing some food floors with our knees. See how you feel.
Relatable.
Anyone else have a bad feeling about this?
I'm waiting for a minute. They gotta show a live one.
Good up there?
God, I'm freaking terrified. I don't know why this is my favorite game of all time when I hate scary shit. Just imagine 14, 13-year-old me playing through this game. Pretty sure I had to do it in broad daylight. I was too scared to play it at night.
Oh my god. When did this game originally come out?
2013.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's...
Ooh, she got tricks.
Where'd you learn to do that?
The circus.
Yo, should I try that?
No.
Yeah.
Raggedy reacts. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Blake live in the hospital.
Playing with a knife.
How long do infected live?
Oh, I thought you went to school.
It's a really shitty one.
Well, some last about a month or two. But there's others been walking around about 20 years. What now?
It's not looking good.
Oh.
Okay.
Quite a view.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, look at the way they're moving in
like the
unison.
sun, yeah.
Yeah.
The fungus also grows underground. Long fibers like wires, some of them stretching over a mile.
I like the way they're
You
building
stick
this.
a patch of cordyceps in one place, and you
That's
can wait
insane.
a dozen infected from somewhere else.
It almost reminds me of the Flood from Halo.
Yep.
Where it's like just a
Yeah.
hive mind. Especially the part about like them growing underground.
Going that way.
I thought that was moss growing on it, but I was wrong.
Worse.
Pretty bad sign.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Does that mean it's dead?
It's bone dry. I
Okay.
mean, they're all finally dead in there. Marlene packing one of these or just sandwiches?
Yeah.
I love the dialogue.
Okay.
I have a spare hand.
Congratulations.
Flashlight duty.
God, I would not survive in this world just on the fact that I'm a freaking germaphobe.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
You don't like mushrooms?
No,
I love mushrooms.
I can barely eat onions.
Oh my god.
Oh, baby. Oh, yeah.
Finally, some fucking luck.
I guess we should have gone
Oh,
this way in
shit.
the first place.
Ugh.
Oh shit.
Damn.
What the fuck did that?
It's pretty fresh.
Looks pretty fresh, yeah.
Mmm.
It could be an igloo connected.
Maybe.
Cordyceps, bro.
Maybe he was attacked outside.
Okay, from this point forward, we are silent. No, no question.
Is he like pointing his gun at her? Because that's a big gun safety thing, man.
Was his finger on the trigger though? That's the real test.
Probably not.
They do a good job making it tense.
God, there's just so many bodies that are...
Where it's just grown over them.
Right. It's like so gross, but so cool.
That was a... I don't like that sound.
Yep.
Oh, God.
The hell is that?
That would be the bane of my fucking existence.
Is that the clicker you mentioned?
Believe so.
Quick, Joel. Snap that pack out and build some shivs.
What if you click back at it?
Oh. It's not really a good strat. Oh, Ellie's gonna do something stupid.
What was that?
They can't see, they can only hear.
It was a joke.
Oh. You're such an asshole.
Oh my God.
Oh, Tess.
Oh, no.
You bot. Yeah, I feel like that's probably the worst gun to have.
Well, I think he just took the bullets out of you.
That's what I'm saying is a real pain in the ass.
To reload.
Oh, I thought he was gonna toss the bullets like to distract her or something. Give us a nice close-up of that.
Oh,
Well.
God.
Oh! A little over the table. Oh, this is disgusting.
Okay. It's still kicking.
So there were 3? Or there
So
were
there were just 2.
You all right?
Twisted.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. You alright?
Well, I didn't shit my pants.
I almost did.
You fucking kidding me?
Again?
In the same spot?
I mean, if it was gonna happen to one of us.
Use it as a meat shield.
Damn, bro, that was awesome.
Yeah. It really gave you that sense of fear that the clickers give you in game.
Mm-hmm. Literally.
Over there?
Yeah, I know, looks scary.
That was scary.
Oh my
This is
god.
wood.
Wow.
Maybe the first bite didn't take. But what about the second?
How about you just take the good news? I think for once, maybe we can actually win. Just go and watch her.
She has a point.
Was it everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out. But man, you can't deny that view.
I never know where they're gonna end the episode.
Yeah. That was such
Like,
a
I feel
cool
like
little
that should have
scene,
been... Yeah. I just feel like that should have been the end. Oh, this is
Yeah,
definitely the end.
Yeah, it definitely
though.
feels
Camera's
like it,
really
but
zoomed out.
it has not been an hour
Bruh.
yet. There's no chance it's been an hour yet. I'm not checking the timeline, like, but it just does not feel like it.
We got time.
I'm happy.
I'm
I want
bricked.
more.
Looked like blood and
It does
Everywhere.
look like blood. Something happened.
oh wow. You got shit on.
Well,
Shit.
that's not good. Who took him out though?
One of them got bit. The healthy ones fought the sick ones. Everyone lost. Tess?
I'm staying. I mean, our luck had to run out sooner or later.
Fuck. She's infected.
What? Jeez.
It's tough.
This is real. Joe, she's fucking real.
I see, so she was hoping for a cure.
Please say yes, Joe. Please.
Bruh.
I That's fast. Goddamn.
Bruh.
Okay. Well.
Oh, all the mother...
The whole squad's moving. Goddamn.
That's a hilarious and awesome change.
So was it the gun being shot or the guy who's dead landing on like the cordyceps pad?
The guy who's dead.
Maybe a minute.
Yeah, the tendrils from the ground alerted the network.
I see. Okay.
Fill it with fire.
What are you doing?
Oh, God.
Okay.
You should not be doing that just yet.
Take a couple for the road.
Say who you can say.
No! We're not leaving her!
Oh.
Get off me, you fucker! I'm going with you!
Damn, man.
They're coming.
Assuming she's holding on to a grenade.
A lighter.
Lighter. That'll work too.
Oh, better turn on.
Bro,
They
just
better
take
turn
that
on.
down there and do it. Bruh. The literal flicker would start it.
I think they noticed. Come on.
Oh, she's one of them.
Ugh.
Bro, what?
Not the kiss.
That is...
That's a fucked up kiss.
Oh, finally.
That's literally the most disgusting thing I could have ever imagined
I'm
being infected. Like, the most disgusting way I could have imagined being infected.
yeah, because you have tendrils going into your fucking mouth.
Oh, God. Like, I'll kiss the homies, but if the homies got that, hell nah.
It gives you a little tickle, bro. A little throat
Nah,
tickle.
I'm putting the foot down.
Well, if they're doing away with the spores, they better do nasty shit with the tendrils like that to make...
Bro, that's a different level of nasty. What do you not understand? Like, that takes, you know, the disgusting tongue that somebody going in for the first kiss will do to, like, a whole new level, bro.
Yeah.
Ugh.
God damn.
There's the end of your episode.
Oh, God. What a
Wonder what the-
freaking show.
I'm wondering what the budget of the show was. It's gotta be huge with how good everything looks.
Well, we can probably Google it. Exceed $10 million per episode.
Okay.
God damn.
Wow. So biggest change there from the game. I don't know, Iggly. Do you want me to spoil the game?
Honestly, the show probably has to like really like hit for me to play the game at this point, because I don't know if I'll ever go back and play it. But who knows?
I guess I can talk about it in a way that people that are watching that have played the game can understand, without totally saying it. The way Tess dies is very similar but very different. She does get bit in the game, and they still wind up at the Capitol, but it's just a little bit different from the way things play out at the Capitol versus this episode. And honestly, the changes that they made make it so much more wicked and
gross.
Gross. Like that zombie kissing her, bro. First of all, I'm gonna puke. Second of all, I think that's the point.
Yeah.
And it's just very well done, bro. Just very well done. And again, every change that they made between between the game and this show episode was good. I mean, they mentioned the spores and they mentioned things growing underground. I think that might be countering, the heavy spore count underground. I'm talking about how the fungi grow underground, throughout cities, and everybody feels everything, like that sense of communication that we saw in that last scene.
Yep.
I think that's a very realistic, but still very interesting way of changing the game. And so, again, I wasn't originally mad about the spore thing. I was like more mad about the mask aspect of it than the spore thing. But now I'm very comfortable with that change. Very comfortable. I'm still not comfortable with the mask thing, but very comfortable with them changing it to this. Because, that horde coming is terrifying. And then we don't get that disgusting scene of him deep mouth tongue kissing Tess with his tendrils. Like, it was vomit.
Yeah.
I don't know how Tess doesn't puke right there, to be honest.
Yeah. That was weird. It was pretty weird, but goddamn.
At least the lighter finally lit.
Yeah. Let's be honest. If she just puts the freaking lighter down and catches a spark that lights the fuel on fire, I don't know what that was really about. But
I mean, you know what it was about. They wanted you to see the kiss.
Oh, of course, yeah. They want me to have freaking nightmares,
and you kind of want to give them some time for them all to run in the room as well, because there were like so many coming in when she was still trying to light it.
Yeah.
Because you got to imagine if like only a portion get in there and then they light on fire, the whole horde's going to feel that and they're going to be like, hold up now.
Bruh, if one of my homies comes in like that next time, they're getting uppercutted. Better not see a single homie come in sticking his tongue out like tendrils.
It's messed up, man.
We had to see the clickers as well. They looked phenomenal. They were scary.
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
It's crazy that Ellie, just her panicked breathing was enough. I mean, it was pretty close, but it was able to hear that. Or I know it like uses echolocation. So like if there's an object there, do you think if it's close enough to a human it could tell? Based off of what its click hits?
No, because I don't think that they can determine whether it's flesh or whether it's a wall.
Yeah.
That would be insane if they could.
That would be fucking P, dude.
They can just tell something's there. They don't know what it is, but like if they hear sound, then they can hear that. Then they can tell.
Right. They know there's an object close, which will keep them from bumping into it, but they don't know if it's a human or not, unless, like you said, it's another sound source.
Mm-hmm. So I imagine it could just be any sound source, like we saw when like Joel dropped like the bust of
Benjamin Franklin,
and like
I believe it was.
Yeah, Ben Frank, and the clicker followed that instead.
Shit, I mean,
so
yeah,
the normal infected, they're like they have like they still like look pretty human. They just have like some mushrooms growing on them. The clickers, I'm guessing, are like basically infected who have lived longer to the point where like the mushrooms have grown over their head and like basically take like no eyes.
Right.
Think of abnormals.
Like Pokemon evolution.
Think of, or like abnormals from Attack on Titan.
So it's not necessarily that infected that have survived longer. They're just a different type.
Okay, then don't think about it as abnormals from Attack on Titan.
Okay, I'm just saying
because they are infected that have lived longer.
Okay,
that's how they've developed it. But it's also like a shot in the barrel on if the infected will live that long.
Okay.
Which is why I'm saying it's like an abnormal from Attack on Titan. It's
Joel,
not
even
common.
In this episode, he said like a couple months, but some of them have been living for 20 years.
Right. Okay. But there's not necessarily like, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, like there's a fungus like controlling the body. So I'm assuming if the fungus is still continuing to live, like in the body is still good, they eventually reach that point. As opposed to something stopping them from reaching that point is basically what I'm trying to get at.
Correct. At least to my knowledge, there isn't any like real deciding factor on whether a regular infected lives long enough to grow into a clicker or if they die.
Well,
I think it's just luck
the
of the
fungus, would it need to like feed on something to sustain its life?
That's what I imagine. It needs a food source. So I guess in this case, humans. Or I'm not sure if there's ever going to be shown to like where the infection hits like something non-human, but like another like animal instead. Which I don't know. They talked about chickens. I'm not sure if chickens can get infected. Yeah, you guys don't have to comment on that if it's spoilers or not. But that's my thought process.
Well,
you're in the driver's seat for knowing something I don't know this time, Blake. So
here's the thing: I don't know.
Okay.
To the best of my knowledge, I don't know if the fungi. I don't remember. I should say rather, if the fungi is mutated to where it only infects humans, but it's still infected insects before.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if it mutated into only humans. That would be a little weird.
Gotcha.
But there's nothing I can remember that would make me say otherwise.
Based off like the initial discussion they had like at the first scene in the show where it was all in the past, the original premise was that fungi related infections, cordyceps, I'm not sure if it was the same term they were using in the beginning, they cannot survive in a human host due to the internal body temperatures reaching so high.
Yeah.
However, so I'm assuming if this new strain can survive in the human body to infect them, it would affect other mammals as well. Just from like just drawing conclusions. But again, I'm not sure if that's ever becomes a plot point or not.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember. So I could know the answer, but I don't.
Okay.
So at least off the top of my head.
Beginning of the episode, I thought that was really cool. Just getting more about the virus. We didn't exactly get to see Patient Zero or know if that... We assume that incident is connected to Patient Zero at that flower factory.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very, very creepy. Once again, seeing the tendrils getting pulled out of the body's mouth and they're still moving. And then when the lady, I don't remember her name, what was it, like myology? She was a myology professor.
Myologist.
Yeah, myologist. When she said bomb the city, that was crazy. And then you find out, which I assumed from episode 1, since the building was so destroyed and we saw the jets flying through the sky in the first episode, they did bomb quite a few places, and it worked, they said, but not everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, by the point of them saying there's been 14 workers that have gone missing,
you got to think how much it's spread in that time.
Right.
Because like this is 2003, people are traveling. They're not all there. They're catching flights, going to different parts of the world.
Right.
So spread too far. Didn't catch it soon enough.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so it makes sense at that point you bomb the major cities to prevent the infection from spreading. So I'm wondering what the situation looks like in like extremely rural areas, and like if that's just the best way to survive, just like live out in bumfuck nowhere in the wilderness.
I wonder.
It's mycology.
Mycologist.
Yes, that's what I'm doing my research.
I wonder
what is
how
mycology?
Far the infection has spread underground. I'm picturing like in Terraria, Igly, the corruption, how it slowly spreads. Like, is it only under the major cities or the populated areas, or does it like keep going to less populated areas?
I mean, I assume it needs area to grow.
Yeah, so
if there isn't like underground, like think of it as like the big population areas that would have like underground infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, smaller rural towns might not necessarily have like a massive underground sewage system. But I would think anywhere that there's a sewer, it would grow.
You don't think it can just grow in soil? Like roots?
I think it would grow on top of soil.
Yeah. if that's to kind of build off that, at the end of the day, it needs nutrients to grow. So it's going to be the most overgrown and like spread throughout major cities, of course, where because I'm assuming it just primarily feeds off humans or something like that. I don't know if it's obtaining nutrients any other way. So again, like in more rural areas, I imagine the spread of it would be a lot less significant, or like it's not going to be as widespread because it doesn't have that nutrient source. Or maybe it has other ways of obtaining nutrients, like through other living things or just through the ground. I don't know how are mushrooms grow.
Hell if I know. Hell if I know. I will never eat that shit. Ugh, disgusting.
I mean, in the first episode when they showed like the guy on the wall, I don't want to like cut off a little piece and fry it.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, something else I wanted to come on. I thought it was sick when they were talking about like how there's like a long and like there's like just a long root system underground of like the fungi that's spread. And it just reminds me on something random I just happened to read. It was like some little experiment they were doing with mold, which mold is a fungi, where they basically kind of like mapped out like major cities, like a capital of a city and major surrounding cities with food sources. And they basically studied how the mold spread to reach those food sources, and like used it to compare it to like public transit systems of trains and stuff. And like it was very similar from what I don't remember the full article that I read, but it just kind of brought me back to that of like how they built a network for transparent, like their entire network system, like with the fungi. I just thought that was sick. And like it's kind of based on actual things, just like taking the scale up like to a new level.
Yeah. I think it's really just adding realism, period, which this show the story never suffered from. Because again, I mentioned this in the first episode. I don't know if you watched our reaction, but the reason why I love this game so much is because of how realistic the idea of the outbreak is.
Yeah.
And so again, everything that you just mentioned, everything that's been said in the first 2 episodes is just making it even more and more real.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, bruh, one mutation? That's all it takes to die?
So
anyway. Corey, you got anything you want to discuss?
From this episode, I don't know. It was really good, but I feel like we covered the major points. We lost Tess in a disgusting way. Saw the clickers. They looked really cool. There were a lot of funny moments between Joel and Ellie. Like they're both smartasses and they have funny remarks. I like the little bit of time they got to spend together when Tess was going further ahead and they were just talking about themselves. Ellie asked Joel if he's ever killed any. He said he's killed a lot. And she asked, does that, how did she phrase it? Is it impactful or is it,
does it bother him or keep him up at night? Or
he said
same
sometimes,
concept.
Right. But, it's interesting seeing them start to like form that relationship, because when he first finds out that she's bitten, like he's kind of like, all right, we need to kill her. But it seems like he's warming up to her. And what do you guys think about that scene where they were looking at the city of Boston and Ellie said you can't beat that view? Then they started going down the ladder and Joel went last and he paused and took a few moments to look at his watch. Maybe he was thinking about Sarah, or I don't know exactly why, but he did look at his watch and then he went down the ladder.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. But I did find that interesting because, again, I thought that was the end of the episode because that's a scene transition in the game. But I think we kind of saw Joel slightly warming up to Ellie a little bit through that kind of interaction and Ellie just being Ellie, being human, being young, being naive. And Joel kind of just sitting there. He's like, well, yeah, I guess it is a kind of a good view. Especially if, like she'd never seen it. So,
yeah.
But I didn't notice the watch thing you were talking about.
Yeah, I feel like he looked down at it for a brief moment. But I think he hasn't been very trusting of Ellie, which he shouldn't, because they just met and she was bit, and everyone up until this point that he's seen who has gotten bit has turned sooner or later. But now that she's gotten bit a second time, and Tess got bit pretty much in the same time frame, and you saw her infection and you saw Ellie's, now he knows, and he's going to learn to trust her more as they adventure together.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I didn't notice the watch thing you were talking about, but it just reminded me of something from episode 1 that I really liked. Like the first interaction between Joel and Ellie was Ellie saying, "Hey, your watch is broken," or like, "Your watch doesn't work." I just thought that was like, okay. It was a cool scene.
That was a copy and paste from the game.
Okay.
There's a lot of that.
Like in terms of like script, and like even when it down to like the little one-liners they're saying back and forth to each other, has it been like pretty similar or pretty this?
I would say it has been surprisingly similar. Okay. That doesn't mean it's copy paste, but there's been a lot of just conversations and one-liners like drugs. I sell hardcore drugs, like. Just little tidbits like that are just snuck in there. And then I'm sure some conversations are still directed like that. But they're very much staying true to the source material. Outside of, some of the changes we've discussed. But for the most part, they're really following the blueprint laid out by Neil Druckmann in the original game, which is refreshing, very refreshing.
That is good. I mean, there's one thing I want to say, and I'm probably gonna say this a lot of times if this series continues to be good, but I think video games are slept on as a storytelling, as a method of storytelling by people. Yeah. There are so many fucking games that have just absolute banger narratives, use gameplay elements to help tell the story, or just have strong stories on their own regardless of the gameplay elements. So seeing those get more recognition, hopefully, like we got the God of War adaptation in the works too. I hope that's good too. And not every adaptation from a video game to a show is good, or a lot of times it has its issues, but I do like and hope to see that The Last of Us continues to get the respect that like the original game story deserves in an adaptation format.
You remember how the Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, like lit the spark for superhero movies?
Yeah.
I kind of hope The Last of Us does that for video game adaptations. Good ones, at least, to follow the source material, please.
See, now I know Igley didn't watch our first reaction. Because
did you say like word for word?
Almost word for word.
Bro.
Pretty sure I mentioned God of War.
To be fair, we do have really long discussions.
I'm not like...
Yeah.
I'm just jerking his chain, as he likes to say.
I mean, whenever I watch videos, I do watch the intro and outro reactions. I just never did for Last of Us. So maybe I'll go back and do that.
It's fine.
But
it's fine. I'm telling you, I agree. This should be this should be the spark for that. I think a lot of different companies are going to start looking at it and being like, holy shit, how did this random IP do so well? Oh, because it's a game? Wow, games can do good on the screen? Okay. And then we're probably just going to get this random influx of just shit ass adaptations. But I will take that over nothing.
I mean, I'm
sure other people would disagree with me, but
I don't want the market to be filled with like poor quality adaptions. I'd rather them take like put respect on the source material.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Witcher can learn a thing or two.
Follow the freaking blueprint, bro.
Yeah, like
that's another thing I said.
People like this? Okay, let's change it.
Yeah. Yeah, let's alter the main character and kill them in the first scene. Yeah, let's do that. Marcus Phoenix left? Kill. Oh, you mean Henry Cavill's leaving because we're not following the source material closely enough? We'll just get somebody else to fill the role.
He warned about this previously?
Oh,
how could this happen? Why don't people like our show?
Hour 40 minutes. This is going to suck to edit.
Fun.
Corey, you got anything else you want to add?
Nope, I am done.
I'm good to go. I cannot wait for next week. I love this show.
Same.
This might be my... Well, no, nothing will ever supersede Attack on Titan, but...
It's up there.
It's up there already, 2 episodes in. Well, that's it for this week. If you guys enjoyed this reaction, like we said earlier, hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell too, so you don't miss next week's upload. Hopefully see you back here, same time, same place next week. If you want to watch the full-length reaction to this, check out the link in the description below. That leads you to our Patreon. That'll be up shortly after this video goes live. Give it like a day. My laptop will probably light on fire, but it'll happen. Free Discord, join that so you can come talk to us about what you loved about this episode, what you love about this show, or what you hate, so we can fight. That'd be fun. Check out our social media links as well. And yeah, see you guys next week for episode 3.
See ya.
See ya.